In Commitment 2024, a top official within former President Donald Trump's administration says he doesn't believe Trump can win again. The former president announced his run once again for the White House, but Republicans are divided. Our Taggart Houck has more only on 4 Tag.
Nigel, good evening. Before Mick Mulvaney served as interim chief of staff, he represented Cherokee and York counties in Congress, and he says the party is ready for a new candidate.
What you plan to tell the committee today?
The truth? How about that?
For more than a year, Mick Mulvaney served as acting chief of staff for the Trump administration.
But we always have known that this was not the end.
And while he believes the former president delivered a strong message during his announcement,
I thought, interestingly, if he'd given that speech during 2020, he'd probably be the president today.
Mulvaney will not be supporting him in the primary.
He'd be the worst Republican to go up against a Democrat, and here's why. Because with any other Republican running, be it Tim Scott, Nikki Haley, Mike Pence, Mike Pompeo, go down the list, those types of candidates would be able to make the election a choice between Republicans and Democrats, be it Joe Biden or anybody else. It would be a traditional sort of American presidential election. You choose one side or the other. Donald Trump is unique in that the race would be about him.
On top of that, in 2016, he says Mr. Trump found a way to bring people into the Republican Party, and ever since, the opposite.
And my question to him would be, Mr. President, show me the group of people who fall into the category of not voting for Donald Trump. You're saying to yourself, you know what, I'm not going to vote for Donald Trump, but hang on a second. He just had dinner with a white supremacist. Now I'm going to vote for him. That doesn't happen. That's not how this works. You have to figure out a way to bring people into the group, not kick people out.
He says the key for Republicans is to focus on what the party can offer.
Lines between the two parties are starkly drawn now. And I think any Republican who's able to essentially go and say, look, here's what we stand for as a party, here's what they stand for as a party, is going to do extraordinarily well. It's Trump that changes those things.
Also note that we asked South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham today about former President Trump's announcement. He says he's hoping the president can focus on solutions to issues that people are concerned with, including the economy and the border. Carol.